The weird reverse offer strategy with bottom of funnel sellers. Now, not all of these examples are bottom of funnel sellers, but you'll get the idea as we go through. This works with expired for sale by owners, old dead seller leads, tired landlords, pre-foreclosures, and the list goes on and on. It works if you do the work. This is an example literally from last week while I was in the car on the way to my youngest daughter's soccer tournament in Connecticut, Simsbury, Connecticut. Beautiful place, beautiful place. I'm in the car. We carpooled with another one of Tegan's teammates, and we were saving gas and saving a little money on hotel rooms. And I figured I'm gonna be productive while I'm on the way. And I was testing out a different hook for a mortgage buddy of mine. And so the initial offer I was making was around no doc refi options. Okay. So I illustrate this to illustrate the point that this reverse offer strategy has lots of ways that you can navigate it, right? It's about making offers to specific, strategic, likely buyers and or sellers to get conversations so we can connect with them, to see if there's an opportunity to contract with them, so we can get to the closing table and we can be compensated. Okay? Hey, Jeff, looks like you're a pretty active investor here in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. We have some interesting no-doc refi options available right now. Would you be totally opposed to getting a quick quote on a cash out refi for street address? Please let me know either way. He says, I'm not interested. And I might say, oh, that stinks. Now what? That's not what I did though. I said, thanks for confirming. Any properties in your portfolio that you might consider an offer on? Now, how can I ask that question? Because Jeff, the guy that I was reaching out to, is an active landlord, which means, actually, here's what it means, and then I'll tie this back to last week if you've been participating the whole time. Jeff is an active landlord buyer, which means he owns at least 5 properties. So he's a portfolio buyer. Remember last week we talked about pocket buyers, right? These are the buyers that you have in your pocket. And it was one of the exercises from day one was to start identifying the pocket buyers that you have. They might be retail buyers, they might be investor buyers. Oh, by the way, this is great. Oh, by the way, literally right before hopping on here, which is one of the reasons why it took a little bit longer for me to knock out the housekeeping on us. Literally right before hopping on here, I had a Zoom call with Kelly, who had put down a security deposit on one of the July 1 deal a week Accelerator Program spots. And so we had our strategy call to see if this was a good fit and it made sense for her. Last week, she participated and she actually implemented. She grabbed the cash buyers that we gave away last week. The cash buyers are portfolio buyers that own at least 5 properties and bought at least one in cash in whatever zip code you choose. She got her cash buyers and she made a list of pocket buyers that she had gotten on a recent listing. That was the reason that gave her the confidence and the competence to then reach out to pre-foreclosure leads that we gave you on the last day, on day 3. And she uncovered and has an appointment with a pre-foreclosure lead this week. This week. This stuff can happen fast if you actually do the work. Anyway, active landlord buyer Jeff. He owns at least 5 properties. So I know he's got a portfolio of properties. So I can ask him this question. Any properties in your current portfolio that you might consider an offer on? He replies with an address. Literally just gave me the address. Got it. I'll put together some preliminary numbers and get back with you ASAP. Any idea how much you're looking to get for it? And is it currently rented? 2 units, both rented. Rents are blah, blah, blah. Got 5 minutes for a quick chat tomorrow morning just to confirm some info. Sure, 9 a.m., 10 a.m. I could do 9, 8:30 or 10:45 because Tegan's soccer game was at 9. We ended up chatting at 11:30. Great guy, gave me the details. And now I have off-market bait that I can use the blueprint with to reach out to more of the active landlord buyers in this zip code about a fully rented 2-unit income property. And I would have done that today if it weren't for these darn kids. Because the kids during the summer, they keep me busy. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to be doing outreach on that. either in the morning or when I'm in the car going to the next summer adventure for the next sporting event. Whew. I didn't even have that much caffeine. I don't know why I'm so wound up. I missed the Lead Deck World headquarters because Sean's been gone, so I haven't been here. Anyway, so we had a great conversation with Jeff. I now have off-market bait. I'm going to use that as a reason to have conversations with the active landlord buyers, and one thing will lead to another. I will create a transaction, a contract out of thin air from work, sitting in the passenger seat of the car, because I've got my own vehicle, this thing. I'm the driver. I've got LeadDeck as the outreach engine. I just got to put some fuel in the car. Here's Johnna. Johnna is one of our June One Deal a Week Accelerator Program participants. Johnna has already gotten a whole bunch of opportunity. She's put a whole bunch of opportunity in her pipeline. This is one, which, by the way, I don't even have the subject line in here, but the subject line was, I got a win from a tired landlord with an involuntary lien. She said, I called about a tired landlord property. And that's just one of the filters in LeadDeck. So she just literally filtered the area that she was looking for motivated sellers in, and she just filtered for tired landlord, which, by the way, one of the best audiences there is. In fact, CJ, who's not in here right now, he called a tired landlord back in January or February, said, you're still accepting offers on the property. They were never accepting offers, but she was like, we're not accepting offers on this one, but we got 5 others that we want to sell. I now have them listed. 3 of them are under contract. 2 of them. 2 of them are under contract. We're negotiating the 3rd contract. One of them we've been holding off on because it's vacant and renovated. It'll sell in a weekend using my 7-day stress-free home sale, which, by the way, look at this. Look at this guy. Look at this 7-day stress-free home sale playbook. Stuart, are you jealous right now? I might send you this copy, Stuart. I'm going to use that with that. I just have to wait until we got the one that we're negotiating, and we got one more that we need to get under contract. We'll run that playbook. Then we'll have all 5 under contract. We'll settle on them all, and they're trading their 5 greenhouses for a red hotel. Man, I'm getting all over the place here. Back to Johnna. I called about a tired landlord property. The seller said no, but they had a $1.5 million they want to sell, although he is having a tenant move in, or potentially a tenant move in. He wasn't sure if he wanted to sell the $1.5 million and buy in Lake Lanier, blah, blah, blah. Here's the point of this conversation. From one tired landlord, Johnna uncovered the potential for multiple transactions. $1.5 million listing, and he would want to trade that for another Airbnb property on the lake. He also is looking to either start or grow a Section 8 portfolio from one conversation with a tired landlord. One. Now, she has since texted me. She's working on a couple of others. We were game planning for a couple of other scenarios that she had on our Accelerator group coaching call earlier, but that was from one of the conversations. One. I said, what do you mean? What do you mean a win? Now, that is effectively, I don't have that deal sprint workbook. But those were effectively implementing our deal sprint workbook, which is the one deal a week blueprint that we were unpacking last week. It's finding bait, using that as a reason to reach out, and then turning those conversations into either offers on the bait or making other offers for potential contracts. And this playbook is one of the playbooks that you get access to if you're interested in joining our Accelerator program, which I'm going to cover at the end for those who might be interested. Now, David just this weekend joined our July One Deal a Week Accelerator group. David is one of our Founders Club members. So we hooked him up with a sweet deal on the Accelerator program. But he got signed up, and we've already started his integrations and setup. Now, this is a text that he sent me about an expired listing, which, by the way, look at this. Look at this guy right here. This is a beautiful thing. Look at this expired playbook. Come on. What are we talking about? Doesn't sound so tired, Joe said. Yeah, he's just getting started. Okay, So this is the conversation from David. I've been using LeadDeck to contact expireds. In fact, David was part of the inspiration for this expired playbook. I got a response about what's the offer, and I didn't answer immediately, not because I didn't want to, just I didn't get to him fast enough. So he texted me back. So the expired texted him back. Don't let that happen, though. Okay, don't drop the ball. But he got lucky here. He said, "Are you still interested in this?" I said, "Yeah." Now, why did this expired text David back? Because David led with an offer. He led with an offer. Okay. He said, "Yeah, possibly." And I said, I needed to get over and take a look at the property. So I did that here about an hour and a half ago. All to say, when I got him on the phone and asked him what he was going to do with the property, and we finished discussing what he wanted for the property, we were literally saying our goodbyes. And I said, "Oh, by the way, you don't have anything else you have that you might want to sell as well." He goes, "There's 5 acres directly behind that house you went and saw today that I would be interested in selling. And oh, yeah, there's a dental office that I've had for a pretty good while that I might be interested in selling as well." He said, "Josh, I almost forgot to ask him that, and I wouldn't have uncovered those other 2 really good deals." We've got to ask the question. Whether we're talking to listing agents about the deals that we identified that we talked about on the very first day of the challenge last Tuesday. We don't want to hang out with listing agents without asking them, "Hey, do you have any other on-market or off-market properties that could be a good deal for an investor?" Or we're talking to the portfolio buyers. We gave you 5 free. Maverick on our last challenge, the May challenge, got the 5 free cash buyer leads, turned that into 2 potential clients, because he asked the question at the end, "Do you have anything in your current portfolio," just like I did right here, "any properties in your current portfolio that you might consider an offer on, or any other properties," in David's case, because he was contacting about an expired listing. That one expired turned into 3 potential transactions. Not all go for it, but it just goes to show that you make sure you ask those questions before you hang up the phone, and you never know what you're going to uncover. Because I almost had to catch my mouth as it hit the floor when he said he had the 5 acres behind the house that's basically commercial, and he had the dentist office he was thinking about selling. Just have conversations. The reverse offer strategy gives you reasons to have conversations, because if you have more conversations, you will write more contracts, you will close more transactions, and then you'll close the gap that we identified with the activity on day 2. Where you're at, where you're trying to get to, we need to bridge that gap. This is one way that we do it. Now, we have an entire ecosystem that we build out for you if you're interested in the Accelerator program, but this is just one of those strategies. And again, that's the expired playbook. Now, Stephanie. I talked about Stephanie on day 2 or day 1. I don't even remember. And the reason I'm bringing this one back up is because this started with her hand-picking expired listings. So she handpicked a couple of expired listings, and she reached out to them using this guy right here, asking a very simple question: "Are you still accepting offers for the property at street address?" One of those hand-picked expired listings was a 4-unit. And after I convinced Stephanie to stop judging whether or not it was good bait and just use it as a reason to reach out to the active multifamily buyers in her market, she took that one expired listing that was still open to an offer and turned it into a whole pipeline full of opportunities. Now, the full video breakdown is in the challenge classroom, or maybe it's in the community tag to One Deal a Week. But you can hear in her words the story. How she was procrastinating, she didn't feel well, she waited the whole day, and then she called four multifamily buyers, which is just another one of the buckets of portfolio buyers that you have access to in the Accelerator program. She reached out to 4 of them. She talked to 3 of them. And one thing led to another. She had a whole pipeline full of opportunities. You can go check that out if you haven't already in the group. I love these infographics. So I just put it on full screen. These are just, they're so good. They're so good. Corita. Corita participated in last month's challenge. She said, I got a listing from your advice on how to approach for sale by owners. I brought them the buyer, in other words, reverse offer strategy, right? Because look, let's face it, for sale by owner, expired, tired landlord, pre-foreclosure, seller in your database, whoever, if they're thinking about selling their property, what they want is an offer, not a listing agent. They want an offer. Bring them what they want. And then, if and when appropriate, you can always provide them what they actually need. Okay. I brought them the buyer and decided to let me list, and I'm helping the seller with their next home that they are purchasing. 3 transactions. Wow. Thanks, Josh. Not too shabby, but it gets better because, my goodness, the listing appointment went well. I have 4 listings coming in July. 4. Not too shabby. Not too shabby by Corita, just using our FSBO Fast Track Playbook and the reverse offer strategy, which is another one of the playbooks that you get access to when you join the Accelerator program. Now, Brianna, I sent this out this weekend. And if you missed it, let me see if I can get the, hold on. I'll give you the Loom video. I'm going to drop that in the chat. If you missed it, Brianna, on day 1 of the VIP, on day 1 of our VIP hangout, she casually shared how she had picked up 15 million in listing volume in just a couple of months since implementing the blueprint and strategy that this whole challenge is built around. The whole thing. So much so that she inspired another one of our playbooks, which is the Magic Number Playbook, which is right here. Okay. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. 15 million in listing volume in just a couple of months from one of the playbooks. Now, this is Garland. Garland is on the left here. He is one of our June 1 deal a week Accelerator program folks. And he said, I'm getting great response from the list we imported. I have a Zoom meeting scheduled for this afternoon for the 500K listing. What 500K listing? I said, one I'm going after today. Was that one that came from the reactivation list, or was that something else you were working on? It was from the reactivation list, which is our magic number playbook. We take the old unconverted leads that are just sitting, collecting dust in your CRM or in your inbox, and we reactivate them. Kelly, who I had the call with earlier, that's going to be the first thing we run with her when she joins the group for July. Fernando, another one of our June 1 deal a week Accelerator program folks, said, it's working. If you have an offer, please send it. He said, okay, let me put some preliminary numbers together and get back to you. Now, he wasn't even exactly running the play that we designed for him, but it still worked, right? Because you can't say the wrong thing to the right person or the right thing to the wrong person, okay? We get so in our heads and we spook ourselves out. If you just talk to more people, especially people that you know are more likely to want and or need your help and service, who want and are need to open to an offer, whatever you may be bringing them, an offer on their property or a property that they might want to offer on, when you do that strategically, even if you're not perfectly scripted, good stuff happens because you can't say the wrong thing to the right person or the right thing to the wrong person. This is a post I shared in the community probably 2 weeks ago now, maybe a little more than 2 weeks ago. My 19-year-old Kaden, who actually, he was the one that, I forgot these, and I wanted to show these today, and I forgot them. He drove them over to the office, and Sean was like, bro, you need to get him a bigger car. My man's huge. Anyway, he's home from school. He's recovering from a shoulder injury, and he's bored. He's doing rehab, but a lot of downtime. And we went and created him a LeadDeck account. I loaded up some unconverted seller leads that had been sitting untouched in my CRM. And I kind of kiddingly said something about calling him or calling them. And he freaked out. And it seemed as though it was like I had asked him to wrestle a bear or something crazy. Anyway, he's 19, has no experience. I said, no, I'm just kidding. You can just text and call them. I'm sorry, text and email them, which by the way, works great. That works. It's super effective with the bottom of funnel leads, just texting and emailing as a way to initiate. Now, eventually we need to pivot to a phone conversation, but we can start the conversation by text and or email, and then we can connect with them through phone call, just like I did with Jeff at the very beginning here. It started with an email, and then we had a phone conversation. Now I've got off-market bait. I've got this 2-unit fully rented. It's great bait, great bait. And I'm going to turn that, I'm going to use the blueprint and use that as the thing that I'm going to offer the active landlord buyers, which will get me more conversations, which will yield me more contracts and closings. Anyway, he texted and emailed the 35 leads. Here are some of the conversations. He got 6 or 7 replies. Most of them positive or giving some sort of number, which again, the magic number playbook. One of them, which he got a great laugh. One of them texted back pretty late at night, not like super late, but like at 9:30. And they were like, I don't know, they were hating on me because the script that he used was slightly different. It was, hi, this is Kaden I'm reaching out on behalf of Josh Shanley with eXp Realty. And the one guy was, I don't know, who is this Josh guy and what does he want and so forth. And he thought that was hilarious. Well, we've got all these examples, right? And we've got these playbooks, and you can take any one of these and run them at any time to get you more conversations, which we can turn into more contracts and more closings. But what if we could personalize these playbooks specifically for you and your real estate business and your current assets that you have? So let me give you an example of what that looks like. This is Cindy and Anthony Lockhart. They joined the One Deal a Week Accelerator Program for June. A couple of weeks ago on our group coaching Zoom, Cindy shared that she took a listing already. She took a listing already just from the seller reactivation playbook. This is the personalized playbook we put together for Cindy and Anthony. This is a combination of an intake form that we have when you enroll and our strategy call. And so we detailed out how many contacts in their lofty CRM, how many seller leads or property owners in the database, which by the way, they took a list, they had 32 of those. One of those has already turned into a signed listing contract. And also, this is wild, they got a $1,000 non-refundable fee, program fee from this listing. They want to work pre-foreclosures. So we found that there's 192 pre-foreclosures in Sarasota, which is their primary market. We're going to work 100 or more expired listings, and they've got their credits. And then we go and build out, using all of our best practices, their personalized playbook. This is specific for them and their market, their business, and what they're trying to do. Detailed step by step. This we build out for you if and when you decide to join our Accelerator program. Let me tee it up this way. The One Deal a Week blueprint, the 3-step blueprint, and the reverse offer strategy is just one piece of the ecosystem that is the One Deal a Week framework. It's one piece or one strategy that is part of a bigger ecosystem. And what we're doing with the Accelerator program is helping those of you who are interested in a both done with you and done for you format to implement and establish the entire ecosystem in your business, in your market,
and for the ideal client avatar that you want to do more business with. So that's what this is about, and this is what we put together. So it's called the One Deal a Week Accelerator Program. We want to have resources available to ensure that every single one of you that takes action and joins the Accelerator Program, we want to ensure that not only do you have everything to win, but we're going to give you everything and do as much as we can for you so that you literally can't lose. So you literally can't lose when you take action and join the program. And for many of you, you will have already won before the program actually starts. And I can say that with 100% certainty because I know that regardless of what type of agent you are, of how long you've been in the business or in your market, etc., we have a playbook that you can run next week that will get you in conversations and connecting with potential clients before the program even starts. I know that with certainty. So we talked about finding bait, finding buyers, and presenting options and offers. That's one piece of the ecosystem. We're going to help you do it for you and do it with you and connect more of the dots for those who are interested. But knowing the system and running the system are two different things. And most agents, when they participate in something like this, they get excited, they get fired up, and then life gets in the way. The tech stack sits unconnected, the leads are untouched, old leads get ignored because you don't have a process or a plan or a playbook for reactivating them. Your momentum dies and nothing gets built. Doing it alone means figuring out every step of the way by yourself on your own. And without accountability, nothing ever gets off the ground. Well, with the One Deal a Week Accelerator Program, we're going to set up the ecosystem as much as we can for you. We're going to help you through a 4-week live coaching program, and we're going to give you access to our Founders Club and every other necessary resource to ensure you can't lose. We're not just giving you what you need to win. We're going to ensure and do everything in our power to make sure that you can't lose in this situation. Week 1, we're going to take your dead leads and we're going to activate them. We're going to reactivate your old dead leads. If you don't have any, don't worry. We have a backup plan for you as well, okay? Now, we're going to show you and give you the ability to pull more leads, whether we're looking for the buyer leads, whether we're looking for seller leads, etc. But before we do that, we want to make sure that we leverage your unleveraged assets. The buyers and sellers that you have sitting in your database or sitting in your Gmail account or sitting on your laptop or desktop, etc. We're going to filter them, we're going to sort them out, and we're going to get them back in play. We're going to see who is still active and interested. So we're going to sort and filter the whole thing, buyers and sellers. We're going to identify strategically through our playbooks and campaigns which contacts are still in the market and worth reaching out to today and connecting with today. We're going to make your first reactivation outreach, calls, text, emails with the support on our live sessions. You will walk out with deals in motion before spending a single dollar on any new leads or any marketing or anything of that nature. So week 1, you're going to start with deals already moving. And again, for those of you that get started today and take action today and take one of the spots today, we're going to have you in motion before we even get to week 1. You're going to have one before we even get to week 1. Week 2 is about execution and working live deals. So you're in live conversations, you're making calls, you're having text conversations, you're having email conversations, you're presenting offer options, you're running the reverse offer strategy on real deals, and the live coaching on what's actually happening in your pipeline. Not theory, actual deals in pipeline. We'll make calls and texts and emails. We'll continue to work the reactivated leads from week 1, while we'll also start to layer in some of our leads from our technology so you can get even more in the pipeline, because we want to guarantee that you can't lose. Not just that you're going to win, but we want to guarantee that you can't lose. We're going to present more offers using the reverse offer strategy, and we're going to bring your active deals to the session so we can figure it out together. I don't know what to do with this one. This one said this. What do I do now? This one's kind of stuck here. What should we do now? And you'll be able to draw from your lead bank to fill any gaps in your pipeline. And the outcome of week 2 is real conversations with real sellers and live coaching behind every call. Week 3 is more around automation, building the systems that work without you. Now, you know from day 1 of the challenge, we talked about the shepherd, the farmer, and the fisherman. And the fisherman is where we fill the gap between the exercise that we did on day 2, between where you're at and where you want to go. But we also want to make sure that we maximize our opportunities as a shepherd and a farmer. And so we're going to build out the automation so that regardless of whether you're out on appointments or you're with your family or you're on vacation, the systems are working on your behalf so that we think about it this way. The systems and automation that we're building out, they are your insurance policy against those people that would happily do business with you, but forget that you're in the business because you don't have the systems in place. It's insurance against them working with someone else because they simply forgot or didn't realize that you were still taking on clients. So we dial in the workflows, the follow-up sequences, the lead deck automation so leads don't fall through the cracks. The system runs even when you're not able to work it. So it's automated follow-up sequences, it's digital marketing, it's physical marketing. There's a whole bunch of pieces to this, and we integrate it all together so it's automated and on autopilot so you can spend more of your time and energy having more conversations, writing more contracts, and closing more transactions. Whew, I'm getting excited. Week four, this is about leveraging, scaling up what's working. Not only scaling up what's working, but making sure that we're leveraging every piece and every success along the way. You know at this point what is converting and working for you and in your market. So we stack the system. More lead sources, more buyers, more deal flow, and also leveraging to every degree possible the listings that we at this point will likely have already taken or at least have in the pipeline of going live soon. So leveraging those to create more and more and more opportunities or potential deals, potential clients in our pipeline. So we identify the lead sources and conversations that are converting. We double down on those. We add additional lead sources to the pipeline from your remaining lead bank credits. We build your buyer list even deeper. And we have a program and a system that runs not just one deal, but a repeatable pipeline, a repeatable system that is automated and as much on autopilot as possible. The reality is you still got to have the conversations, but there are things that we can put in place that will create the signals to have the conversations, So the done with you setup includes all of the following integrated together, fused together. Number one, the cash offers account. And you're going to get the premium account. All of you on day one signed up. That was part of your homework. You were instructed to sign up for the free unlimited access to the instant offers, but the premium version, we can do even more with it from a marketing perspective and a lead generation perspective and a listing leverage perspective. You're going to get that premium account, and it's going to be fully integrated in everything that we do. Number two, you're going to get the integration with thanks.io and the mailers ready to go. And you're going to get the business account with thanks.io, okay? And it will be set up, two main things that we're going to set up for you. Two main parts of that direct mail play a part of this ecosystem. Number one is our automatic monthly postcard newsletter. It's AI driven, and it is that insurance policy against your sphere of influence and past clients working with someone else because they forgot to work with you. That's number one. Number two, we will set up and integrate such that when you're using our technology, you can literally tap to add a seller lead to a direct mail sequence. So you have another potential touch point to create more conversation opportunities for you. So you get inbound calls on whenever, like the most recent one I got was a Sunday afternoon at 1:00. Somebody got my postcard, an absentee owner in Florida that owns a property right in our backyard. And we've been back and forth. She's going to be in town next week, and we're going to look at it to sell it. You'll also get the CRM integration. Now, if you don't have a CRM, no worries. You won't need one. But if you have a CRM, a Bold Trail, a Go High Level, a Lofty, a Follow-Up Boss, a whatever, a Wise Agent, a Realty Juggler, whatever, we can integrate it so that when you use our technology on your phone and you have a conversation and you connect with a potential seller or a potential buyer, you can literally tap a button. They feed into your CRM. It's another layer of insurance against them forgetting to do business with you. We also will, as part of the done for you setup, we'll get your leads imported. So some of you have tens, some of you have hundreds, some of you have thousands. So there's a strategy part of this as well. But we'll bring your leads, your data in so you can use our technology to have the most conversations. In other words, to most effectively and efficiently reactivate those leads and create the greatest number of potential clients from the leads that you already have, you've already paid for or done the work for. We will do all of this for you. You don't have to lift a finger to get all of this set up. You also get 500 lead credits preloaded into your lead bank. Now, you're not going to start using them right away. At least most of you are not, because we're going to identify the leads that you already have, reactivate them. There's also some other strategies that we can implement, for example, for sale by owners, where you can bring that data and you won't use any of your lead bank. But eventually, we're going to have to start strategically using your lead bank to find motivated sellers, cash buyers, active landlord buyers, multifamily buyers, and we'll strategize together when and how and who to best use those credit for. Every lead comes with full property info, owner info, contact information, ready to work immediately. You literally just log on and tap to call, tap to text, tap to email right on your phone. The credits don't expire, and you can draw from them when the timing is right for your deal flow. You'll also get our Founders Club Mastermind. So while you're in the 4-week Accelerator Program, you'll also get access to our Founders Club weekly mastermind calls. Same calls our paying Founder Club members are on. Agents who are already running the system, already doing deals. 80% is structured training on what needs to be in place. 20% is live problem solving or sharing or brainstorming, masterminding, etc. Why this matters? Why should you care? Because you're not just learning alongside beginners. You're in a room with people already doing deals, already using the systems, already using the technology that we built, and real deal problems get workshop live, not in theory, right? So this is a real problem that I'm having. How can we fix it? Now, this 4 weeks access is normally reserved only for our Founders Club members, but you're going to get that included as well. And the reality is the cost of not being in this room is missing the deal level insight that only comes from peers who are maybe 1 step ahead of you, or in some cases, maybe 5 steps ahead of you. So here's what you're getting with the complete 1 deal a week Accelerator Program. You get 4 live group coaching calls. They are Mondays at noon Eastern. The value on that is $3,997. You get the white glove done for you setup. Everything set up and integrated for you. Everything right here, set up and integrated for you. A value of $2,997. You get 500 leads added to your lead bank. All data included. All of the data included. That's a value of $2,500. I think that's generous. $5 a lead for all data, real data. The mastermind access during the accelerator, a value of $1,997. Our playbooks. I didn't even get to this. Honestly, just this alone is worth the cost of the Accelerator Program. We have a growing library of playbooks, 7 as of today, and we're adding to them strategically as needed and as recommended by our other users. These playbooks, each on their own, is easily worth $300. There's 7 of them. The value is $2,100. I think that's underselling them, because literally each of these, just alone, just individual playbooks alone, could fill your pipeline if you consistently implement them over the next 30, 60, 90 days. You get priority support you get direct access to Sean and I during the program, right? So if you need help with a seller, help with how do I convert this, whatever the case may be, not just beyond the 4 weeks of the live group coaching, right? It's a Wednesday morning. You have this conversation. I need help. I'm stuck. What can I do? We hop in and we fix it for you. You get the LeadDeck technology, all of the tools and everything that we built into that, and the AI workflows. You get unlimited access to that. That's a value of $1,497. We will build out for you a 90-day listing machine roadmap. So by the end of the program, you will have a roadmap of do this each day, X amount of days per week. Do this each month to hit those goals. You'll have a personalized action plan and accountability. We have private agent community access, and this is a big one. Starting late summer, we're doing our first live in-person implementation workshop. We're calling it the 1 deal a week implementation workshop. I know, clever title. You will get a free ticket to those, or to that. Now, we're going to do 2 or 3 over the next 12 months, so if you can't make it to that one, you will have, your ticket is good for 12 months, effectively. Now, we will be selling those tickets to the general public for $997. We're going to include 1 ticket over the next 12 months for those who take action. So the total value of everything we put together for this 1 deal a week Accelerator Program is $19,076, but you're obviously not going to be paying anywhere near that amount. Before I tell you more about the cost to invest into the program, let's talk about our promise to you, the deal done guarantee. You complete the 4-week accelerator, you implement the systems. If you don't have a deal under contract by the end of week 4, we stay with you and work with you for free until you do. This literally has no expiration. There's no asterisks or fine print or no gotcha or anything like that. I've said it repeatedly. I'm going to say it again. This is not just about making sure that you have everything you need to win. It's about us making sure that you literally can't lose. Because every single one of you in here, if we get you one deal under contract, it will easily pay for the cost of the program. Every single one of you in here. So as I mentioned, it's obviously not going to be $19,076. In fact, not anywhere close to it. If you're interested, here's your next best steps. And Sean is going to get the link in the chat for those who are interested. It's LeadDeck.ai/go. Path A, the first path, is you can pay a $297 deposit today, and then you can either make payment in full of $2,700, or you can make 3 payments of $997, day 0, day 30, day 60. Path B is you can skip the deposit, and with PayPal, you can get, if you qualify with PayPal, you can get financing to either pay in full, pay in 4 payments. You can get 12 months financing. You can get 6 months interest-free. And the link to go that route is also on the page at LeadDeck.ai/go. .ai/go. So here's what you do. If you're ready to go, and you already know this makes sense for you, you go to LeadDeck.ai/go. You can pay your deposit, then choose your payment plan on the next page, and we'll reach out to schedule with you before June 1st. In fact, as soon as possible. I will get with you. We'll schedule a time. We'll identify what the lowest hanging fruit is and how we can get you a quick win, and ideally before the program even starts. Option 2, you can pay your deposit now, which will ensure that you get one of the spots. And this isn't fake, because we're going to be investing a great deal of time and energy, and we're making a big promise here. So this isn't fake. You make your deposit, and if you want, we can talk first before you decide if this makes sense for you, and then you can choose what payment plan, or you could even pivot to the PayPal option, or you can decide, or we may decide together, this isn't a good fit, and we'll refund your deposit. The deposit is 100% refundable. Okay, let's open it up for some Q&A. Bill, are Founders Club already in the Accelerator program? Effectively, yes. And obviously, you'll be able to participate, and you'll also be benefiting from the additional playbooks that we'll put together for it and the additional insights that we get through the folks. So effectively, yes. Soledad, I'll watch the replay. Thank you. In-person implementation, do tell. Well, it will likely be at the end of August or early September. That'll be our first in-person implementation. And Giselle says, Terrell, a group pick of founders. Let's go. That's right. Thank you, Giselle, for that. Is the Founders Club a ongoing upgrade fee after? Okay, so this is a wonderful question from Cindy. So after the 4-week accelerator program, if you want to continue to use and leverage everything that we've built, which will include full unlimited access to our technology, LeadDeck, and full unlimited access to the premium version of Fast Cash Offers, and full unlimited access to the Thanks.io business plan, which just means you get better pricing on the direct mail, and full unlimited access to all of our other Founders Club members or member benefits, it is $299 a month. No long-term contracts or commitments or anything like that. And that's after the program concludes. 100% up to you. Steve, you missed most of the session. Don't worry. The replay for this will be added with the rest of the replays. It's in the school community under the classroom section, just like the other replays. It's the classroom section for the One Deal a Week community. Let's see here. You bet, Steve. You bet. Other questions? Sorry, I'm checking I was getting texts, I think, from some of you who weren't in the room with me or somehow, I guess, watching online. Okay. Great question from Elizabeth. Is this program, the Accelerator program, good for someone that's possibly between brokerages? Hold on, I'm going to bring this back up. For someone who is, hold on, let me get back to the question. Someone who is between brokerages and really diving back into the business. I guess the main question is now the time, or if I decide to switch brokerage, do it later once settled? I mean, I think there's no time like the present. Whether or not you decide to switch, like, you're delaying getting paid. So, I mean, ultimately, you have to decide what makes the best or the most sense for you. But delaying on taking action and implementing what we're doing with folks is just delaying in getting paid. And so that's really what it comes down to. Larry, what are the days and hours per day? So the group coaching are 90-minute sessions Monday at noon Eastern. And if you can't make them, they will obviously be recorded and you'll have unlimited lifetime access to those. And then the work beyond that really comes down to, is your goal really the one deal a week and doing 50 transactions? But it might not be exactly that. So that's part of what we will identify and personalize the plan to you. So it might be 3 or 4 one-hour sessions per week, or it could be 2 or 3 one-hour sessions per week. Or if you have loftier goals than what we've even discussed, it might mean that we have to invest a little bit more time into the actual work part of this, right? So we're going to implement as much of, the automation and as much as we can put on autopilot, but the reality is you still have to be having the conversations. We're just creating more opportunities and signals for those conversations, and then matching it to what your goals and aspirations might be. Let's see here. Terrell, thank you. Terrell says, Elizabeth, do it now. If you decide to change brokers, you already have ramped up for your return to the business. I couldn't agree more. Now, obviously, it's very self-serving for me to say that, but the reality is we are already in a business that has a long cash to conversion cycle or a long sales cycle. And so the more we delay, the more we're delaying the thing that we actually want. And you can get started with the program, get some opportunities in pipeline, and then decide when it makes the most sense to make that. But the fact of the matter is, whether at your current or new brokerage, you want to have your pipeline filled as quickly as possible and to stay full as long as deep and as full as you can keep it. Shannon, welcome. We're incredibly excited to have you as part of our Accelerator program. So Shannon, kudos on taking action, and we're excited to dig in with you. And Shannon, what I would ideally like to do is I want to get together for a quick call tomorrow for us to lay the plan so you can hit the ground running next week, so we can get you winning before the program even starts. Okay? So let's shoot me an email, or I'll shoot you an email, and we'll get something scheduled tomorrow so we can really hit the ground running Tuesday, the day after. Larry, is it 5 days a week starting 12? No. So, Larry, the 4-week program, we meet on Mondays. Okay, so we meet live on Mondays. We meet to go over that week's step, right? So week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. But then you have direct additional support and access as needed throughout the week. But the work is going to fall on you. In other words, the work for the week that we outline is going to fall on you. So it's whatever schedule you want to follow. But again, week 1 is dead lead activation or reactivation, okay? And I turned this around for the acronym to spell out deal, right? So week 1 is dead lead activation or reactivation. Week 2 is execution, in other words, doing the work. Week 3 is automation, right? So building the systems that work whether or not you're working. And then week 3 is leveraging or scaling what's working. Okay. So leverage, but I like the deal. I like the deal acronym. So that's what I kind of turned it into. But regardless, what you need to schedule around is the noon Monday, noon to 90 minutes, noon to 1:30 Eastern for that. And then the time blocks that you choose, it's totally flexible to you. Fernando, what happens to my current Fast Cash Offers subscription? Well, you can kiss it goodbye. So you will get the premium account and you won't have to pay for it as long as you continue with us. And then if you decide not to, you can always reactivate that, but you can. So Fernando's question brings up a really valid point. This technology was built out of pain that I had. The pain of several things. Number one, the cost of the tech stack that I had and was using to implement this fisherman strategy, this 3-step, 1 deal a week blueprint. It was costing me $1,200 to $1,500 per month. Okay. And then there was the pain of actually doing it. So there was the cost and the time involved. And so we, meaning Sean, the technology so that I could get rid of the majority of the costs and also get a bunch of my time back so I could spend more of my time doing the thing that actually we get paid for, which is having conversations with people that want or need our help and service. So I hope that makes sense. I think I mentioned that a little bit on day 1, And we have a whole free 30-minute training around why this thing even exists, why we built this technology. And what we're filling the gap here with this accelerator program is connecting all of the dots so that you can literally just do the work that we get paid most highly for, which is more conversations, so we can write more contracts and then close the transactions. Lisa, thank you for all you do. Will this premium lead deck membership include all premium leads with their contact info, et cetera, or is it limited amount of premium leads? You get a lead bank with 500. Okay. If or when you continue on beyond that, you get more added each month. But I'm telling you, without question, between what you already have and what you will have with us and the lead bank, you'll have more than enough to like absolutely crush and hit the ground running with this. Steve, are you in the EXP world? What does that mean? Like, I'm not in the world right now, if that's what you mean. I am an EXPer, but I'm not in the world currently. Valentina, if you feel like this makes sense for you, we can absolutely get you into the program, and we'll figure out a way to, credit your, what you had invested in Founders Club to help with the implementation. Deposit is $297 and then $997 per month for 3 months. If you go with the payment option, yes, that is, or you can do $297 and do the pay in full of $2,700. It saves you $297 effectively, or $280. I forget what the math is. $288, I think. And also, you can choose the PayPal option. And if you qualify with PayPal, you can get 6 months, no payments, no interest. You can also, they have multiple options there. Just to be clear and transparent, we have no control over that, the PayPal financing option. We've just put it together as an option for folks. Robert, we'll get with you. Lisa, when is the $2,700 due? Great question. You have 7 days. That will hold your spot. And you could also, you could decide if you want, you can make your deposit. And then if you want to go with the PayPal financing option, you can always pivot to that. So speaking of which, Fernando, welcome. Valentina, welcome. Karen, welcome. Beth, welcome. This is gonna be so much fun. I can't even wait. Who's Lockhart Home Team? I'm not sure who the name is. I'm only seeing the email addresses here. Oh, let's see here. Other questions. Valentina. Who has a site or app? What do you mean, Steve? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you're asking. Elizabeth, I signed. Oh, okay. Absolutely. Elizabeth, we'll figure it out with you. We've got your deposit, so you're good, and we'll figure out the rest. Absolutely. Beth and Karen. Lockhart Home Team. I don't know who the first name is, but welcome. Your seat is reserved. Let's go. Mark, I'll get with you as well. Mark Ilderton. Lots of good info. That was number 2. Sean, by my count, do we have 7 of the spots taken? Because I see Mita just grabbed a spot. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. By my count, and I have no idea what's going on with PayPal. So at least 7 of the spots are already taken, which means if you're interested in thinking about it, for now, just do the deposit and we'll figure it out. And it's 100% refundable. And if we decide, hey, this isn't a good fit or the timing's not right or whatever, just know that we're good, right? You can go to LeadDeck.ai/go. I'm going to put it in the chat one more time. And again, there's the deposit option. And if you already know this is for you, you can sign up you can do the PayPal route. And see, if you already know this is what for you and you want to explore financing, you can go the PayPal route. Easy for me to say. Barry, I don't see yours yet, but we'll make sure. If you have any other questions and you're not part of the VIP group, you can DM me through school, or you can reach out to me,